going on with Clavamon? Let's find out.
A lazy day.
Oh god, are they all going to be high-risk challenges though?
Well, it's just
The
our
occasion-
stats are very low. You see, our watchful at 74 was like a 74% chance. Our shadowy of 30 is 27. It's just we gotta get better.
Well, tell you what. Let's do some reconnaissance. Let's go find out some stuff that increases our like shadowy, or persuasiveness, or dangerous. Because I've got some stuff written down that's like filler.
All right, what's filler that increases shadowy?
So let's go to spite, and let's go to, because apparently here you can pickpocket. At least that's what I've written down. Now I have to assume that will increase shadowy.
So it does. The waylay a weasel seller. Become fashionable pets in city of late. Small, clean, and fierce. Very happy on the ground. You can find pyres as many as you can steal. You grip your blackjack and wait as the weasel cell approaches. And there we succeed in. Goes down without a sound. You vanish in the labyrinth of the city streets, a weasel in your hand. Now we have 2 weasels.
What are we gonna do with 2 weasels? Oh, dude, let's burgle a ground residence. Yes. Okay, it's a tough challenge, but the house collects antiques. Oh.
Alright, you read that.
You prepare extensively for this operation. You bribe the servants, dope the dogs, and arrange for a window to be left discreetly unlocked. And you time your burglary to coincide with a society function. Nobody notices another waiter at the dinner party. You are picking the lock on an upstairs display cabinet when the lady of the house appears with a guest. Lady of the house appears with a guest who appears fascinated by the pieces. You palm your picklock and pretend to be dusting. It fools the distracted aristocrats, but you walk away from the house empty-handed this time. Okay, so we're not suspicious. We're not in jail.
Tolls. Not every day underneath is the same. Wait,
what does that even mean?
Well, I'm assuming it means that actually on some days, there's different opportunities than on other days. Which really bad. It's like, oh, that event only happens Wednesdays. Do you have time Wednesday? No, never. Oh, cool.
You played Destiny, wasn't it very much like that? Wasn't
absolutely. There were certain things that only happen on certain. Well, there was mostly Reset Day Tuesday, but I'm sure there were certain things that only happen on certain days. I can't remember. I'm old and my brain is riddled with holes.
Aren't you like 24?
I'm old. I'm so old.
Luke, if you're old, I'm dead.
Oh shit! I'm so sorry for your loss.
Let's spend the rest of these actions writing, and then let's call it a day.
Well, I wanted to do the cards we just drew.
Oh, yeah, let's do the cards we just drew.
Like, what's this? The semi-dead of London are encouraged to leave the city, but sometimes they return. They are old and broken and terribly deadly. He's fresh off the steam from Wenderbite. He'd be terribly grateful if you could reintroduce him to the delights of London. So much must have changed since he died. Yes. The bandaged lad is solemn company. He mumbles politely when you introduce him to the gentleman of Tackapenny Street. Entertainment at the Sig Mandrake elicits only a single laugh, or possibly a cough. He outright refuses to enter the Paul of Virtue, citing his health. Still, he thinks that he thanks you as he boards his steamer next morning. What's that voice? That was a splendid evening. I should tell everyone that the marvelous time we had.
It's not a bad dead person.
An invitation to linger. London sometimes seems to demand blind hurry, but every so often, the bustle of the street dies down of its own accord and binds us to stop and listen to the city. The guards here are clogged and claggy, liquid amber mixed with drips from above.
Yo, you want?
This will refresh 10 actions. I mean, let's go.
Let's go! All right.
And then we
We
do
got
the
some
last
real
one here,
action.
just for the sake of it. A small hint. If you haven't already, you should sell your prison clothes at the bazaar. You can use the money towards a pair of clothes and equipment, or even a place to live. But first retrieve a concealed treasure. You store a little something to buy supplies down here. And the jail's never found it. We found a magnificent diamond. Sell your magnificent diamond at the bazaar and use the proceeds to buy some starting gear. I feel like we're a bit past starting gear.
Yep.
My friend, me lad.
We are deep into this game. Although, what clothes do we have? I don't actually remember buying or selling new clothes.
We're wearing a bundle of 4 city rags, a unobtrusive bowler hat. And that's what we're wearing. Yeah, no, it's not bad.
Oh, and we got 2 lucky weasels. Good.
We don't mean he brings luck to you. Things just work out for this cheery little fellow. I mean, this guy's fantastic. We're never letting that guy go.
Oh yeah, this guy. So stacked.
We could buy some better clothing to get some better bonuses, but whatever. We've never done this though, I don't think. An exceptional
Whoa.
story. Children of the Glow. You mean escapists? Oh, these are 2 characters. Oh my god, we can do like actual you read one, I read one. You mean
Jesus.
escapists? No, silly. Escapism was last month. This exhibition is in a draper shop and they're showing pre-classicist etchings. Or was it sculptures in a bakery? Do you know? I can't quite remember. You're perusing your copy of the London Unexpurgated Gazette on a bench in Jekyll Garden when 2 young ladies sit down beside you to continue conversation. Their voices are loud and their hats overlarge. It is very distracting.
I do wish it were the escapees, opines the lady with a peacock feather fixed to her hat. I adore art that transforms one to faraway climes. London can be terribly dull.
Art isn't for helping us escape our lives, dear, replies her friend, whose hat is decorated with a stuffed hummingbird. It's for helping us reflect on them.
Really? But my life is so very dull.
The fair-hatted lady catches your eye. What do you think art should do? You lower your copy of the Gazette and answer.
So every line you spoke, all I can think of were the Vikings from Heroes of the Storm.
Hurdy-do! We're the Vikings!
Skelog, where you off to now?
Oh, I'm lost!
Here we go again!
Right, art should transport us. It should tickle our imaginations and expand our horizons. Art should reflect life. It can help us see inside of ourselves, showing us things we may not easily see. Art can be anything. Why restrict what art can be? Well,
So
considering
one of the
this one is
most-
literally just the sign of a can, this is Art Nouveau, which, even though I understand the meaning behind it sometimes, I don't like. And art should reflect life to some degree, but a good art that reflects life transports us, right? I say it should transport us out of these
Okay,
very narrow options.
I think the 2 correct options are art should reflect life and art should transport you. In fact, I'd probably lean towards art should transport you. It should make you feel something.
Yes.
And I think anyone who says it can be anything is 100% wrong.
And he'll stand by that when the art critics come up to fight him.
I feel like I could beat up a few art critics. I'm not in great shape, but I'm probably in better shape than art critics.
Art should expand our horizons. Oh yes, and this is a bird-headed friend. I quite agree.
I can't say I do, says the feather-hatted lady. There are some horizons I shouldn't like to expand. I once went to a viewing of drawings from the tomb colonies. I found it so depressing I couldn't bear another art show for a full month.
The ladies
become... Oh, go ahead.
become once more engrossed in their conversation, affording you the opportunity to return to your perusal of the Gazette. As if by chance you find yourself turning the page to the newspaper art section. Who knows, perhaps there's an upcoming exhibition that may pique your interest. Acceptance stories are fallen on this most premium content. A Children of the Close acceptance story for 2023, October, currently available only to subscribers. Then why did he even bother telling me about it?
Imagine you buy a book from Stephen King. You get to page
Can
like
you pick
50.
Can you pick an offer that does less drugs?
Does he do drugs? I mean, I'm fine with him doing
He
drugs.
does all
Who
the
cares?
drugs, but it's just like Stephen King is a writing machine, but his endings are basically never any good.
That's fair. The other author is J.K. Rowling, which we're not going to touch.
No?
That's just going to be.
Can you think of
But
another offer?
George R. R. Martin. Do people still like him?
Sure.
Great. You pick up the next George R. R. Martin book, in 2050, when he's done writing them. You get to page 50, and it just says, "To continue this book, please insert your credit card." That's how I feel every time I see one of those messages.
Truly,
it feels like
microtransactions have made their way out of the gaming space.
Yeah. It feels like I've picked up a nice book, I'm really into it on my commute to work, and I get to page 50 and it just says, "Sorry, please pay $9.99 to continue reading the story." We should actually use our credit card at some point and
We
enjoy
should.
this.
We should. It's
That
considering
being said,
it only took 1 week now or so for us to record again. Maybe we can do this a bit more often, and then it's worth it.
don't jinx it. Don't you say that. Don't you say that.
Oh, it's never worth it. Why would we ever spend money on this game?
I still have a Dropout account, which I don't think we've watched in months.
Well, yeah, but the new season of the show whose name I forgot isn't out yet.
Game Changer?
Game Changer, yes. When a new
Not
season
Game
comes
Changer.
out, we definitely will watch.
I like the fact that this momentary lapse in your memory has been caught on YouTube, because all the time you tell me my brain is like riddled with drugs because I don't remember shit. And I just like to have this as documented proof that I have a better memory than you.
You also like
I
Game
also-
Changer a lot more. You watch it like 5 times.
I also check Dropout like once every 4 days just to check if Game Changer's up.
Alright, recite from memory Sam's intro.
Get ready for a Game Changer! I can't remember the rest of it.
Where the rules are made up and the points don't matter. Or
Points don't matter.
Is that a different show?
That's whose line is it anyway? That show was brilliant. I don't know if you ever watched.
No, of course I watched it. I watched like 6 seasons back to back.
That show was the American one, right?
Yeah, of course. With Colin Mockery and
Colin Mockery, Ryan
Ryan
Stiles.
Stiles and Wayne
So
Brady.
good. I think that show, more than anything else, shaped my humor. That kind of made me realize what kind of funny I wanted to be. Because it was so much... I never heard of improv comedy before then. And I didn't realize, like, how funny improv can be.
I would say definitely taught me that improv should be good. Can be funny, but speaking of improv, let's improv some Where to Go. We've never had this option before here.
Flawless transition. Yes, let's go to Mrs. Chapman's boarding house.
Vanderbilt boarding house sits at the intersection of Thrall Street and Dropped Stitch Alley. A plaque on its mahogany door puts its provenance as prelapsarian. A large sign at the immaculate dusted window reveals its purpose. Mrs. Chapman's boarding house and kitchen, a neat copper plate beneath, not the house for those who have nowhere better to be, bloom-in-cheek. The house has grown since the fall and now boasts many rooms to rent at a modest price. A soup kitchen and parlor sprawl above the lower floors, offering quality sustenance for nothing at all, beyond the pleasure of the dinner's company. Would you like to sample a nourishing soup? Or would you like
would
to
love-
retire onto this green moldy chair?
Given how inviting that chair looks, let's try the soup.
An array of soups. At any given time, Mrs. Chapman's offers a choice of 2 soups. It is as formidable formal orchard intones a mere soup-con of the kitchen's full offering, but he continues gloomily, these are hard times and the books must be balanced. Despite his explanatory précis, there is a long line of Londoners around the dining room waiting their turn. That the choice is limited has nothing to diminish their appetite. For both the quality and the price, Londoners of all stripes rub shoulders here as they wait their turn on the tureen. Well, yeah, it was free. The price of free always attracts people, even if it's bad. If you have to make something really bad if you give it away for free and no one wants it.
Well, I think also there's nothing. No one complains more about shit than when it's free.
Oh, of course, but people row up. People stand in queues a mile long to get the free shit to then complain about it.
Oh, absolutely. People do anything except stop consuming.
Yeah, but
Right.
that's just our fundamental capitalist societies. Our advertisements are at fault on that one. They told us to consume because at some point in the, what was it, like 60s, 80s, people didn't
Yeah.
consume that much, which means the economy kind of flatlined, and oh boy, corporations didn't like that.
See, that one I feel like is more on us, right? If we were more strong-minded, then we wouldn't like look at an advert for Coke and then go, I need some fucking soda water. That feels like more of a problem with the human psyche.
I will agree, but they've been psychologically manipulating us for decades. So let's put a little bit of blame on them. You know?
Okay, fair. Let's try a recipe of Miss Chapman's own.
Sure. Composed of and from the rest necessity, the Sarah says. We've gained 5 romantic notions. The taste resembles mushroom, which is disgusting. The texture says not to jump to swift conclusions. There is an earthy grit to it, and the sweetness suggesting well sauté rot. There's a lump of meat, an extra mushroom for those of a non-carnivorous persuasion that have been blank shade within an inch of their life. It should by all rights be awful. Yes, that description was retching, wretch-inducing. Yet there is an attention to the palate enhanced with every trick in the spice maker's craft that renders the dish nourishing. It is like sprouts or politeness or a Sunday bath, the only day of the week that one bathes, of course. You do not feel better for the experience, but you suspect in some abstract way that it has done you good.
Oh, we can have more soup?
Testing? We can keep...
I mean, I'm good on soup. I don't know about you, but that soup did not sound great. It was like grey with mushroom and lumps of meat.
Also, these greyish lumps are not real mutton. So, I think I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good.
We're good, we're leaving. We're also not sitting in a disgusting chair.
Well, there's also, we got making a name here.
I had a criminal. No, but that one needed like 1,000 rubies.
Oh, is it?
No, jade fragments it was, but still same difference. Damn, if we keep taking 5 minutes, we can always do these cards.
Okay, well let's do some cards.
Tracking the thief. A notorious dragsman has gone to ground in a huge squalid rookery. Can he find him? You can either have a watchful 100% chance of success or a watchful 100% chance of success. The bold detective. The constables won't go in there, but perhaps he will. So I could deal with him. Well, no, fuck that. We're the bold detective. Like a bloodhound, nobody in a rookery would trust such a sterling citizen as yourself, so you take on the disguise of a hopeless, chin-addled wretch and enter the terrible place. You avoid the disease, the almost casual stabbings, and the occasional sorrow spider, and get to work. Isn't that just normal London?
That sounds nicer than normal London.
Your good health and clear eyes mark you both as outsiders, and it doesn't take long for you to pick up his trail and find him. The dragsman puts up little resistance when he is apprehended. Surely even New Newgate is better than this. We've got some jade fragments, that's pretty good. The cities that fell. What of the cities the bazaar stole before London? The first, second, third, and fourth. You can gain walking the falling cities while doing a multitude of other things. You'll gradually open stories on this card. That sounds good to me. Whisper
Well,
rumors. They say
Yeah,
also
see
good
anything
things
you can
about
do.
the third and the fourth city. So, let's see. They say the broken tarnished silver tree at the heart of the Forgotten Quarter was once a living birch. That it was transformed into a fountain at the fourth city's fall. They say the gods of the third city still walk amongst the citizens of the Neve. They say that the masters know everything and nothing about this. Well, that was a word salad that I feel like I learned nothing at.
Yeah, actually rereading it, like, what content is here? Yeah, I guess it's just rumors, right? That's what it's supposed to be. It's just a bunch of things that sound cool but are just not substantiable or substantiated.
Great, well, that was that.